Hello, and welcome to Taiwan Tech Dispatch, where we explore the trends shaping Taiwan's technology and innovation landscape. I'm your host, White Shu. In today's episode, we're diving into Taiwan's e-commerce battlefield. While in many countries, the market has become a winner-takes-all game dominated by one or two giants, Taiwan stands out as an exception. Here, the market remains mature, highly competitive, and surprisingly diverse. And now, a new wave of players is entering. Not by taking on local giants head on, but by focusing on highly specialized verticals. Today, we'll explore why this strategy is so effective in Taiwan, what it tells us about consumer behavior, and what it means for the future of online retail. Chapter 1: Taiwan's e-commerce landscape. Let's start with the basics. Taiwan is not a small or immature e-commerce market. In fact, it's one of the most advanced in Asia. Consumers are digitally savvy, logistics are efficient, and online penetration is high across demographics. Yet, unlike China with Alibaba or the US with Amazon, no single player dominates. Instead, we see a mosaic of platforms. Local leaders like PC Home and Momo, global entrants like Shopee, and special platforms that carve out their own space. This fragmented market structure has created both challenges and opportunities. For some, it means tougher competition. But for others, it's proof that Taiwan's ecosystem still rewards innovation and specialization. Chapter 2: The Rise of Vertical E-commerce. So, what exactly do we mean by vertical e-commerce? Simply put, it's about specialization. Instead of trying to sell everything to everyone, vertical platforms focus on a single product category or a highly curated customer experience. Think fashion, beauty, second-hand goods, or niche lifestyle communities. In Taiwan, this model is thriving. Why? Because consumers here value choice, trust, and authenticity. They don't just want the cheapest price. They want assurance of quality, unique offerings, and sometimes even community identity. This is where vertical players have found their entry point. Rather than taking on giants like Momo or Shopee, they zoom in on niches where they can deliver a better experience than the mainstream platforms. Chapter 3: Why Taiwan is different. Now you may wonder, why is Taiwan so different from other markets? The first reason is cultural. Taiwanese consumers are highly brand conscious, but also open to experimentation. They are willing to try new platforms if they promise better service or unique value. And the second reason is structural. Taiwan's logistics infrastructure is robust and affordable, meaning even smaller platforms can promise reliable delivery without building massive networks from scratch. And third, the market is competitive but not closed. Unlike Japan or South Korea, Taiwan has fewer protectionist barriers, which allows new players to enter more easily and test their models. Together, these factors create a fertile ground for vertical e-commerce to flourish. Chapter 4: Case Examples of Vertical Players. Let's talk about some examples. Platforms like Carousell have carved out space in the second-hand market, attracting younger consumers with a focus on sustainability and peer-to-peer exchange. Pinkoi, originally from Taiwan but now international, has built a strong niche around creative goods, design products, and handmade items. Even foreign verticals are finding success. Some Japanese beauty platforms, for instance, target Taiwanese consumers directly, capitalizing on the trust in Japanese brands and the popularity of cross-border shopping. The takeaway? Each of these vertical players succeeds not by competing on price or scale, but by owning a specific slice of the consumer journey. Chapter 5: What this means for startups and investors. So, what does all this mean if you're a startup or an investor? For startups, it's proof that Taiwan is still a fertile ground for experimentation. Instead of trying to build the Amazon of Taiwan, the smarter path may be to focus on underserved verticals, build a strong community, and then scale from there. For investors, Taiwan's e-commerce market highlights a broader trend: the rise of specialization in mature markets. As consumers become more sophisticated, they don't want generic platforms. They want tailored experiences. This is particularly important in the AI era. With personalization, recommendation engines, and smarter logistics, vertical platforms can now compete with much larger players in ways that weren't possible a decade ago. Chapter 6: The Future of Taiwan's E-commerce. Looking ahead, what's next for Taiwan's e-commerce ecosystem? I see two parallel paths. On one side, the giants like Momo and Shopee will continue to consolidate, using scale to dominate mass market categories. On the other side, we'll see the rise of more vertical challengers, both local and foreign, who win by being hyper-focused and delivering better user experiences in niche areas. This dual structure, giants plus vertical specialists, may actually be Taiwan's biggest strength. It creates diversity, innovation, and resilience in the market. And importantly, It shows that in Taiwan, success in e-commerce isn't just about size. It's about identity, trust, and the ability to serve specific communities better than anyone else. Conclusion. To wrap up, Taiwan's e-commerce story is not one of domination, but of diversity. In a world where markets often collapse into a winner-takes-all model, Taiwan reminds us that there's another path, one where specialization, trust, and community can be just as powerful as scale. That's all for today's episode of Taiwan Tech Dispatch. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast with a friend, and check out my blog at whiteyesu.blog for the full article. Until next time, I'm White Shu, and thanks for listening.